now we are here with these things being used in a very powerful way. These people are so-called shutting down the government. There's no reason to shut the government down. Why? The world is a beautiful place. They have so much more technology to communicate that they've ever known. If communication is so much greater now, why are you shutting down the government, the governing body of the people? There's no reason to shut the government down. We have the highest level of communication ever, as it was when we started out. We could take the simple rock, simplicity, and turn it into something more. See our reflection of who we are and what we are. Basically, you could hack into somebody, the government computer, all that. Everything is one. Nothing is hidden anymore. That's what that means. Nothing is hidden anymore. The hackers have shown that. Go into the government processes and system, and these people are running scared. And that's what they do. Anytime they run scared, they do something that's so negative, is to shut something down as if, let's just shut it down. Let's just shut it down and run and hide in the caves where they came from, where we found them at, in the caves. So let's send that vibratory rate right into the cave with our plant cell, our green cell, our seed breakthrough, and make them get right. Because that's the vibratory rate. Yes, that's what they're always going to run to the cave, the underground caves and all that they try to hide in and all that, and do these dirty low down things that they do. Beautifully done. Yes, we have won. That's what we want you to do. That's the process. It's already been done. We already know what's going to happen. Remember the caves in Kentucky? Let me run to that. So-called black men who they enslaved found those caves, how deep they were. When they were already playing with the brothers, they went in there and took a chance, high risk, went deeper and deeper into, and found the deepest one. They have it on record right now in Kentucky. Right now. You see, when they try to run and hide, where we went and found them in the caves, brought them up out of there, and civilized them and brought them to the highest level of communication right here today. And look what they're doing with it, trying to shut it down. Same as it was in the beginning. You see, that's what I mean when I'm talking about real forever. We're going to bring it around. So we can show you how it's been. We don't have to hide nothing. There's no hidden. You can't hide it anymore. Everything is all known now. Our equal basis. They should know that. They do know that. That's why they have to come up behind me, because they knew who I am. Know what I know. My ancestors. The secrets that they're holding there, wherever they're holding them at, they know I know them. So a little bit at a time, the secretions that I'm giving you, it's a little bit at a time you can put it together through this living processes. You see? So I'm dropping a little bit at a time for you all to be self-esteem. Like I showed you all in that x-ray, when you drink that water, you see the water, you don't see anything going up, right? But those steam droplets come up. And that spinning goes on in your head. Just as it is when you're born in your mother and you're sitting in the womb. Just as it is with the clouds in the sky, the electrical charges. And what is the brain? Electrical charge. That's what it's all about. That's who we are today. Charged up. That's who I am, charged up. Charging it to the game, giving it all to you, so we all can be one as one again, to live again. Yes. That's what it's all about. How deep is that? It's beautiful, isn't it? Illuminating, bringing you to the light. You see, so how you gonna make me out to be the bad guy? All the things, they got people riding around me all day and night. The same loud motor cars, all night long, just making the blocks. On Martin Luther King and Daisy Bates. All night long. See, they're supposed to be military people, also the homosexual group that is jealously doing things that shouldn't be doing. You've been losing for years, losing your lives. Let's get to that. 34 soldiers kill themselves per day, when they said it's 22 at first, committing suicide, coming out of the military. Barack Obama had to sign a thing, don't ask, don't tell, but he had to sign a form because so many men were being raped in the military. They're committing suicide. How many of those men that were raped, that's committing suicide, were possibly raped in the military? Don't ask, don't tell. Same in society. When they come out of society, foster children who are being raped, child molested, pedophile, sex traffickers. These people commit suicide. Look at the numbers. It's all the same. You see, when you're being controlled and being abused, and then try to hide the truth behind those records. You cannot hide that truth. That truth is already there. What's being known is already grown. Already grown from the seed breakthrough. Yeah, emotional breakthroughs are relevant. That's why I use them. Nothing, you can't deny anything. That's why I use it all. That's why I use the homosexual thing all the time. Because I know we're going to get to it. I can only give you a little bit at a time because most people are on drugs. Whatever the drug may be. Whatever it is. But I've used heroin and what's the other drug? Opium. I've used those things to give you examples. Not that I use them myself, but I use those as examples of that, of what the people are going through right now. You see? And look what's happening. In this state where I live, C-134, being born at this time. You see, taking the hieroglyphs out of our educational system, we need to get back to that. We need to move forward with that, with the hieroglyphs in the sun, and the moon, and the star, and the galaxy, the NASA. They're trying to go out in space, and they're so dedicated to that because that's where it was in the beginning. That's where it is today. You see, not this curse I've. Let's go to the archive because the arts I've gone through. You see, already seen the light out of the pressure, out of the darkness. Wonderfully given. Yes, we have to use these things perfectly placed as a healer, as a life giver at this time. Yes, perfection is a part of the human experience. Let's use that at all times. I'm using it. I must use it for the light, projection, protection. I have to use that to bring it forth so you all can know what's really going on with yourselves. Not this entertainment value. Look at the value they put on. You sign your name to something in cursive, the curse I. Use some hieroglyphics, the truth of it all. Use the truest sense. The ones who built the most magnificent things, who lived the most magnificent lives ever lived. And when they took them with them and put them on the ground with them so we can come again and use them again. And yes, they were able to take them with them. And yes, they are those stone statues. Yes, they're just frozen in time. And until we can look at them and melt those rocks with our hearts. Is your heart light as a feather? The justice, the scale of justice, the truth will make you free. Yes, we melt those, like I said, melt those bullets, we melt those stones and see our ancestors as the truth of what we are. Melt that ice in Antarctica so we can see our ancestors, the truth of what we are, because that's what it was at first. In the beginning, it was a tropical area at first. Now, it's ice, but we can melt that ice and bring the truth to fruition with ourselves, because on the human scale, the perfection that it is, the water, the most powerful effects on water is the human thought. Thought, T-H-O-T, I use that on that, but I say brain function. But we know what that thought and the word thought is, because most people use that. But the brain function, the charge, electrical charge that it is, that's what we are. This rock, this mirror, this me, can bring our ancestors back to life. We saw that video that the young man made, Kanye. The lady, the bird lady, said, yeah, those are our ancestors frozen in time. And that is true. You can communicate with them when you speak of the truth. When you love your mother so much, you ain't going in no doghouse. No, we don't go in the doghouse. When we love ourselves, love our mother so much that the truth comes to bear. Look at us naked, bare, beautiful bodies, bare black bodies, flying through here, coming, shiny black bodies, wonderfully given from the solar system, the darkness there, the blackness of that shiny diamond that we are in our eyes. There's a place for everything, for the perfection, not no rejection. We know who these people are now. Look at what they're doing to the universal peace. Look at what they're trying to do. Trying to disrupt the order of the universe. Run out in space, thinking you're going to run out in space and we're not going to know about it. No, there's no space. Remember they tried to tell us space junk might crash into something? How ridiculous is that? Ain't no such thing. There's so much space out there, you're going to think because you're going to send some space machines out there, it's going to crash into another space machine. Man, ain't no such thing in no space junk. No such thing. You can't crash into nothing, none of that. They dump all this stuff in the ocean, these ships in the ocean. They don't worry about the submarines running into those. Submarines go underground, run into ships they don't sank in the bottom of the ocean. Run into the mountains on that. They don't bring that up, do they? No, because it's ridiculous to say space junk gonna crash into the earth and meteors and all that. Come on, man, we cannot have that. And they said this Tesla guy, here you go, come with some cars now all of a sudden with that technology. Yeah, that's our technology. Those are our answers. That's what I do. These are the answers that I'm giving. This is the life that I must live from right here where I am, just as the Dogon did. Traversed time, reversed the rhyme, the seed rhyme, the crime that they committed. Seed rhyme, you see? Traversed it, reversed it, brought it all the way around, full circle. You know what I said, igloo? I'm stuck on that half circle. Full circle, the Oval Office, ovary, we over that. You see, all these things, man, we have the language to speak, but not the cursive, the curse I. Some things we gotta let go. Sometimes you gotta let some things go, let it go. As beautiful as it served us, let it go. And that was one thing that Patrice Maladome said. Something so beautiful, you will hold on too long. No, let it go. And come on to something even more powerful. In order for you to come out through that seed breakthrough, so you can come through that silver trail, the amalgamation, where you be untouchable, where you can be loved. So when you are touched, everything around you turns into something more. Yes, that's what we are.